Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the channel. Here today to discuss about WWE Summerslam 2021. There was a few good things about this show, and there was a few things about this show that absolutely sucked. Mostly sucked. Not really a whole lot to enjoy on this show. The last three matches, I will admit I enjoyed watching Goldberg suffer. It was very entertaining and so forth to watch. So bottom line, I enjoyed this very much with the last three matches. Edge and Seth Rollins pulled out a amazing matchup, which I was highly entertained by that. Roman Reigns defeating John Cena. I'm excited that he won that match. And then the ending. The ending was the best part. You get Brock Lesnar to show up, and he's standing in the middle of the ring. Paul Heyman looks like he's about ready to have a fucking heart attack. And Roman Reigns walks off and disappears from the show. And Brock's standing in the middle of the ring while his music hits. Unbelievable shit for the last three matches. But the rest of the show, complete and utter crap. Not worth your time. None of the matches mean anything. The show was absolutely dreadful. I personally thought that this show was absolute trash. I just got a message from Carl Hart. Was looking forward to a match between Reigns and Lashley. That probably will happen at Survivor Series, more than likely. If they continue to do the same trend they've been doing, which is, have SmackDown versus Raw, have all the champions go up against each other from the different brands. I don't think that's going to happen, though, Carl. I think we're going to probably see The Rock versus Roman Reigns at Survivor Series, chances being the way it is. Or we may see Brock Lesnar versus Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns at Survivor Series. That's probably what we'll get somewhere down the line. That slipped my mind. And then Brock versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 38. I just got a text message on the chat with Daniel. He says WWE sure sucks. Totally agree. That's what we're here for, to shit on WWE. That's what's fun about it. When we go off the air from watching the shit show that we get for 4+ hours, and then we can come on here and vent our grievances about how shitty the fucking show is, that's the best part. That's what's good about YouTube. If we didn't have YouTube, what would be any point to watch WWE, folks? Would there be any point? Probably not. You'd have to be the dumbest fucking person on the planet to be sitting here watching WWE and not have a platform to vent your grievances about how shitty the product really is. So it's basically our voice being heard over a piece of shit fucking show. You'd think that Big E would have had a big moment. No, we didn't get Brock Lesnar attacking Roman Reigns and maybe seeing Big E cash in on Roman Reigns. That would probably have been the okay thing to do on Roman Reigns losing the title. Outside of that, I would have been totally against the idea of Roman Reigns losing the championship in any capacity. DeAndre Blassingam says John Cena versus Roman Reigns could have been better. I guess I could agree with you on that, since the fact that it was like a reenactment of SummerSlam in 2014, which I did mention on the channel weeks before this pay-per-view took place, that we're probably going to see that, where Brock beat the shit out of John Cena, and that's probably what we were supposed to see here. And that I wasn't surprised by the type of match they gave. John Cena wasn't really going to do much of anything. He applied some moves, did the FU several different times. I call it the FU. It's really the attitude adjustment, but I prefer calling it the FU. So I got another message from Daniel saying, I'm just glad Oldberg is not champion. I would have snapped. No kidding. You and me both, man. I would have snapped too. I would have been going ahead and saying I'm never reviewing another WWE show on this channel ever again. As crappy as it is, I can't deal with Goldberg being champion. Even if Goldberg would have won the championship and Big E cashed in on Goldberg after Bobby Lashley attacked him, I wouldn't have been okay with it either, because that just says one thing about what Vince McMahon considers Bobby Lashley's reign as champion. Absolute trash. And to be quite frank with you, Bobby Lashley doesn't have a whole lot of great opponents to go up against right now on Monday Night Raw. Maybe a draft will actually help that out in some capacity, but who the fuck knows? So let's go ahead, guys, and go straight into them. I got the Wikipedia up on my phone. I got Big E defeating Baron Corbin in the pre-show. I didn't even watch this match. I never watch pre-shows ever. And bottom line, guys, why is Big E the Money in the Bank briefcase holder in the fucking pre-show? Why? We couldn't get Alexa Bliss and Eva Marie in the pre-show. We had to have them on the main card, which, by the way, was fucking awful as hell. Just getting that out of the way as soon as possible, because we all know Eva Marie is a worthless piece of garbage on the roster. She shouldn't even be on that roster. Mickie James, I could name off endless amounts of people, but I'd have to look up the people that have gotten kicked off. If you guys want to name off some female wrestlers that should still be on this roster, Ruby Riott, there's one. I mean, come on, man. Eva Marie on the main card of SummerSlam in front of 50,000+ people? You're going to put her in front of that? She can't wrestle worth a continental shit. And then you're going to have her perform in front of that live crowd, and Ruby Riott gets the old stiffy? Oh, you get cut from the roster. Good luck to your future endeavors. Thank you, AEW. Hallelujah. Oh my God, man. I just can't understand this fucking shit. Yes, folks, you're going to get another damn rant from yours truly, World of Wrestling. There ain't no fucking doubt about it. This is a definite full-on rant, except for the last 3 matches on this card. I mean, I don't know what to tell you guys. I really can't help myself, but this show was fucking dreadful and god-awful terrible. So yeah, Big E went ahead and had a match. I didn't watch it, so I'm not going to give you guys my 1 out of 5, 1 being the worst, 5 being the best on that specific match. So I can't really state anything. If you guys want to leave a comment down below, or not a comment down below, damn it. If you want, this has like been a while since I've been on live videos. If you guys want to leave a message in the chat what you considered the Big E match was like, if it was any good or not, please let me know in the chat. Otherwise, I'm moving on to the next one. Next one was RK Bro going up against AJ Styles and Omos for the WWE Raw Tag Team titles. This match was all right. It only went 7 minutes. I mean, it was an okay match. I give it like a 3, possibly out of 5. And that's pretty much it. That's all I can really say. 3 out of 5. I don't know how you guys felt about it. Let me know in the chat. I'll be waiting here. I'll just give you guys a few minutes. I'll read off some of the messages that just came on here. Tiandre Blessing Game states Edge and Seth Rollins stole the show. I have to agree with you on that one. That was actually one of the better matches on this entire card. It could have been the fucking main event for all we know. Matt Eagle 80 or Matt 87 Eagle wearing his Las Vegas Raiders cap is the intentional. Is that intentional? No, not really. It's not intentional. It's one of my caps that I got, and I just decided to wear it here while I did the review with you guys. Usually I do this in audio format, but today I'm doing it live, so I prefer wearing the cap in front of you guys and whatnot. And no, I'm not going bald if that's what you thought. Anyway, so Matt 87 Eagle went ahead and said it sucked. Move on. Okay, great. We'll move on after this review is over. Carl Hart says almost has really improved in the ring. I guess he did a little bit more in-ring action here. But what is this doing for AJ Styles? This man has been doing things with WWE since 2016. He's been working for the company for 5 years now. And this guy has had amazing matches, has had world championship reigns that have been pretty decent over the course of the time that he's been there. So I don't know. I mean, if you're doing him any good with being with Almost, but I have to agree with you. Almost has gotten a tad better, but he ain't cutting it for me. I will say that. I do agree with the comment, but still he ain't cutting it for me, Carl. So if you disagree with me, that's totally fine. I'm just saying I think that he's just not cutting it for a big man, in my opinion. I mean, Kevin Nash was probably better than him. But if you disagree, hey, that's fine, man. Totally fine. Matt Eagle says, good match for an opener. All right, cool. Warren Smith, a movement of silence for the 50 wrestlers who lost their jobs so Brock could walk out at SummerSlam. Oh, man, Warren Smith, that was a good comment, man. That was very good. I have to agree with you on that one. They talk about how they couldn't have the match with Brock Lesnar or Bobby Lashley. They put Bobby Lashley with Goldberg, and we get Brock Lesnar showing up, getting a payday, and not having to do a single thing except have a stare down with Roman Reigns. I agree. Totally agree. I don't understand what the hell I saw, but that was terrible. I don't know what the fuck they are doing in that company, and I hope they go out of business at some point. Daniel says, after this, I'm actually glad AEW exists at this point. AEW rules. I think everyone shares the same opinion, Daniel, so you're not alone. If we didn't have AEW, I swear to you guys, I wouldn't even care for this shit. I wouldn't be watching WWE. I wouldn't have this channel, personally. WWE has killed professional wrestling the way they have conducted business over the last, I'd say, 10 years. Anything past that, anything like, a little bit more than 10 years, it's kind of debatable, I could say. I liked wrestling up to 2010. By 2010, it was up and down for me. With WWE. And then in 2014 with Daniel Bryan, I knew it was going to be a downward spiral from there at that point. So, yeah. Matt 87 Eagle, I keep saying Matt Eagle. Matt 87 Eagle says AEW will reap the rewards from those releases. Obviously, we've seen a lot of wrestlers from WWE go to AEW because WWE didn't see any value in them. I don't know why they wouldn't. They're doing great in AEW. If you don't believe me, ask Malachi Black. The guy comes out on his first night on the show, fucking Black Mass is both Arn Anderson, a fucking legend in professional wrestling, part of one of the greatest factions in pro wrestling, the Four Horsemen, and then kicks the vice president in the fucking face and goes over in his debut match and buries him practically. Not literally, but metaphorically in the actual match is what I mean. But creatively, they didn't bury Cody Rhodes. They just made Malachi Black fucking great. So anyway, let's move on, guys. Next one, Alexa Bliss defeating Eva Marie. I just talked about this. I'm not even giving it a rating. It's a 0. A big, fat, fucking 0. Thank goodness they didn't waste our time with a full-fledged match. It was only 3 minutes. Alexa Bliss hit a devastating DDT and walked away victorious. The doll Lily looks like a fucking piece of shit. I mentioned to my buddy, Matt87 Eagle, who's on here, I mentioned to him the doll looks like he's on fucking crack and doing fucking, I forgot what it is. Doing crack and dropping acid is what the fucking Lily doll looks like that damn thing's doing. So whatever, man. Whatever. Matt87 Eagle says, was that even a match between Eva Marie and Alexa Bliss? I don't believe so. No, I think that was just a fucking cosplay of a wrestling match, if you really ask me. Carl Hart, I will admit that Bliss match should have been on Raw. No shit. I totally agree. I don't understand. We could have seen Big E and Homeless Corbin on the main card and see them battle over the briefcase at least. But, whatever, man. They're going to do it the way they want. Doesn't matter what we care about, what we like. They don't value us. They just care about collecting our money like fucking retards. That's why you'll never catch me at these WWE pay-per-view shows ever. I've wanted to go to WrestleMania for the last 2 years. This year I thought about it. I said, no, the COVID thing's a little out of control. I'm not vaccinated. So I was like, I ain't going to take no chances and God forbid get myself sick anyway. And the year before that, I had my tickets ready for NXT TakeOver and fucking WrestleMania 36. And that was stripped away from me. So fuck WWE and fuck NXT altogether. If you guys are still fans of NXT, I apologize for the comments. I just can't like anything WWE related, even their own developmental system. And that's what it is. And that's what AEW said they were when they initially did the Wednesday Night Wars. So let's get real. Matt87 Eagle says Chucky is better than Lily. No shit. Really, Matt? You just figuring this out? No fucking shit. Chucky, you go ahead, you get actually somewhat scared. Lily is a fucking wannabe Annabelle doll. And a very poor Annabelle impersonator, may I add. And Matt87 Eagle says NXT is dead. Obviously, Matt, we all know that. That's why hardly anyone's watching NXT on Tuesday nights. So there you go. All right, next on the card was Damian Priest defeating Sheamus for the United States Championship in a 13-minute and 50-second match. Honestly, I thought it was good. I like the fact that Damian Priest got that victory over Sheamus. It does show a little bit of hope, but I doubt it. It's just false hope, folks. It's nothing real. There's nothing going to happen here that's going to be anything important. With Damian Priest, his title reign is going to mean nothing. Matt Riddle's title reign meant nothing. Sheamus's title reign as U.S. champion has meant nothing. What did Damian Priest get from reaping the benefits of what Sheamus did with that championship? Did he do anything of importance with that title, Sheamus? No, he did not. He faced Roberto Carrillo several times, Ricochet, and none of those, I don't believe any of those matches were for the championship. It was championship contenders matches. Who the fuck cares? Really, who fucking cares, man? Kevin Abreu says tonight they buried Bianca for no reason. Wow, you got that right. Or Kervin Abreu, I apologize. Yeah, Kervin, I have to agree with you. Bianca Belair was extremely buried tonight. I could not believe what I screamed to the top of my lungs at the fucking screen when I saw Bianca Belair lost in a minute. It was like watching Goldberg defeat Kevin Owens in the middle of a ring of Fastlane in 2017. It was fucking disgusting. Becky Lynch didn't do nothing for a year and a half. She comes back, she shows up out of nowhere, has no fucking build going into a pay-per-view, and she ends up winning a title in less than a minute. Less than a fucking minute. You gotta be fucking kidding me with that shit. Curvin, I totally agree with you. Bianca Belair, title reign got fucked. That was bullshit. Daniel says Annabelle versus Lily 2050 when WWE is finally dead and dolls take over. That was a good one, Daniel. I like that one. That was a good comment. Carl Hart, he says, be nice to Keith Lee versus Priest for the U.S. title. We can only dream, Carl. I really believe we can only dream. That would be a great match. I have to agree with you on that for the U.S. Championship. A good mid-card title. Hell, if you really built it up good enough and you didn't want to put the world title on the line at a major, like a B-level pay-per-view like Extreme Rules, and you wanted to make that your main event, I think they would be able to pull it off with that match. Just saying. I think these titles need some opportunity to see the main event scene when it comes to like an Extreme Rules, which is coming up in September. We ain't going to get that. You're going to get a world championship match. That don't mean a bull of shit. All right, so Matt 87 Eagle says Priest's reign ends on Monday thanks to 50-50 book. Oh my god. Really, Matt? You're going to say that? You're going to fucking say that? I just came on here and said something positive and you're going to tell me some negative shit? Come on, Matt. Let's get real. Jesus. Carvin Abreu says, remember Brock Lesnar buried Kofi in 8 seconds on SmackDown? Yes, I did. I definitely remember that. That won't happen to Roman Reigns, though. Roman Reigns will defeat Brock Lesnar. That's what Brock Lesnar is there for. Roman Reigns is going to knock off every single major name on the show, and that will be that, and there's no discussion on that whatsoever. Adil Sahal, if I mispronounce your name, I apologize on that. Brock Lesnar's return was Brock Lesnar's return was better than Punk's. To be honest. Are you serious? Brock Lesnar's return was better than Punk's. Maybe you should go back and listen to the video on AEW's website on YouTube. Check out the video, listen to the crowd, and then go ahead and compare it to Brock Lesnar's reaction. You had 20,000 screaming maniac fans in that crowd. You had 50,000, and yet that 20,000 sounded louder than the 50,000. Please. I have no beef with anyone's opinions. I don't have a problem with people having their own opinions. But, man, I totally disagree with you on that comment. I'm sorry, but I don't agree. Apologize, but I don't agree. Matt 87 Eagle says Punk was way better than anything tonight. No shit, man. I literally, man, I woke up at 8, 9 o'clock in the morning and I bought myself a CM Punk t-shirt off of eBay from AEW. So, but Brock is strong. Adil Hale says. I don't care if Brock Lesnar is strong. Brock Lesnar's there for a payday. That's all Brock Lesnar's there for. He's not there for us. He's not there for the wrestling business. He doesn't care about the craft of professional wrestling. He's no different than Goldberg, man. Goldberg is no different than Brock. They're one and the same. That's why when we saw them at WrestleMania 20 having their last match on their contract, and they gave us the most piss-poor fucking performance of a lifetime, which was built up to be probably you could have made as a main event of WrestleMania. And in 2004, they made it the worst match of all time. They made fucking Big Show and John Cena's match look more important than their match, the way they performed in that ring. I'm sorry, but he ain't there for the professional wrestling. He's there for the money. There's a big difference. I understand that people are there to get paid, but also care about the craft that you're in. You're there to perform for us. That's how you get your money. So that's my attitude on that. Daniel says, I'd rather watch CM Punk return than SummerSlam 2021. No shit, man. I'm only doing this because I got this channel. That's the only reason why I'm doing this. So, yeah. Totally agree with you on that, man. No doubt. So, yeah, Damian Priest wins, beats Sheamus. Average match, I give it a 3. Just being nice, I give it a 3. But honestly, it was not that big of a deal. Usos versus the Mysterios. Rey Mysterio, Dominic Mysterio for the SmackDown Tag Team titles. My opinion on that, the match was below average. It was like a 2.5 out of 5 stars. And the reasoning behind that, folks, is this. We've seen them week after week after week after week after week, leading to every SmackDown episode where they're having a one-on-one match with each other in some capacity. Or we're having them, there was 1 week, just 1 week, where the Mysterios went up against Chad Gable and Otis. That's it. That's all we saw that was different from what their build was. And it was distraction from the Usos to Dominic Mysterio. And if it wasn't for Rey Mysterio telling Dominic to pay attention in the ring, they would have lost that match as well. So, there you go. Matt87 Eagle says, don't remind me about WrestleMania 20. That was one of the matches I was looking forward to, and all I got was the middle finger. No shit, that's what Vince McMahon does to us now every fucking week and every month for pay-per-view or anything. He gives us hope and then he strips it away from us like it's nobody's business. Next, Matt87 Eagle says, tag team matches equal singles matches do not compute. I totally agree with you on that, Matt. No doubt, man. This was a 2.5 out of 5 stars I'm giving it, and the Usos retain the SmackDown tag team titles. And let's be real, folks. I guess apparently Vince McMahon's okay with a guy like the Usos getting drunk and driving behind the wheel of a car, but poor Jeff Hardy, who has a drinking problem, can't get a fucking push in this company. Where's the consistency, huh? Fucking idiots. Oh, here's the burial, folks. I even got the exact time for the SmackDown Women's Championship match. By the way, just to get into that match get into what happened before the match actually took place, we have Bianca Belair's video package for her and Sasha Banks to take place. She shows up into the middle of the ring, and then the announcer says, we apologize, but Sasha Banks will not be here tonight to compete for the championship. Who do they bring out? Carmella, of all fucking people. Carmella. She's strutting down the entrance way. She's showing off her tits and flashing her hair all over the place, spinning around like she's a fucking ballerina. I mean, what the fuck? And then she gets in the middle of the ring. We're thinking that we're going to have another repeat of the same match, the third time in a row. And thankfully, that was not the case. So we thought we were going to at least get, a 10, 15-minute matchup between these two with Becky Lynch showing up. She throws fucking Carmella out of the ring. They say, we'd like to do this match. The referee agrees to the idea. And Becky Lynch, sticks out her hand to handshake and they shake hands. And then all of a sudden, Becky Lynch is giving her a forearm to the face. A Yurma Yagi, looks like a rock bottom. You know what I'm talking about. I apologize if I'm mispronouncing the fucking move. A Mirayagi move. And she pins her and gets the 1, 2, 3, and that's how the fucking match ends. 27 seconds. The promo lasted longer than the fucking match, folks. Yes, the promo lasted longer than the fucking match. This match could have been something built up for a WrestleMania. A WrestleMania. Juan Prescott says it's called a moment, nerd. Really? It's called a moment. What moment was that? Burial of Bianca Belair's title reign? I understand it was supposed to be a moment. What's the moment supposed to be? Looking like Rock defeating Eric Rowan in fucking WrestleMania 32? We're talking about Bianca Belair, who's had a title reign, main event in WrestleMania in night 1, and you're going to end up her title reign with a loss in 27 seconds? Come on, man. I disagree with you, man. It was a moment. Yeah, I have to agree. Yeah, it was a moment. The crowd popped. But you don't end a match in 27 seconds. I'm not, shitting on the result of the match. Not that it really made a fucking difference. But yeah, I mean, it's not like I'm upset with the end result. It's the fact that how long the match went. The match should have been treated like a legit pay-per-view match. This match was treated like it was a nothing. That's the problem with it. Sorry, but I totally disagree with you, man. Rating on this, 1 out of 5 stars. It was a great moment, but the match was shit. There was no match. Carl Hart says, didn't Sheamus beat Daniel Bryan in 10 seconds? Didn't seem to hurt his career. Well, let's be honest. Did he really get a great push? Or in 2014, it had to be us, the fans, to voice our grievances on the fact that the man wasn't getting the proper push he deserved, such as winning the Royal Rumble and facing Randy Orton one-on-one at WrestleMania 30, which throughout 2013, for the summer through the fall, we didn't see him do shit after that. And he got screwed out of the WWE Championship multiple times in the storyline, is what I mean by getting screwed out of the championship. Bottom line, did it hurt him with us? No, it did not. If that's where you're going with this, yeah, I agree with you. It's not going to hurt Bianca Belair, but it's going to make the fans pretty fucking pissed off, which I am. I don't like the fact that she lost in 27 seconds. And I didn't like the fact Daniel Bryan lost to Sheamus in 10 seconds at WrestleMania 28. So yes, I didn't like it. Matt 87 Eagle says, yes, push Bryan, not WWE. Joe Rogers says, I'm the fans, and I thought it was funny. You thought it was funny what, about Bianca Belair and Becky Lynch? What was so funny about it, Joe Rogers? If you're still there, that is. Anyway, I'll come back to your comment if you reply back. Next match on the card was Drew McIntyre versus Jinder Mahal. Why wasn't this match on Monday Night Raw? It could have spared us a lot of time. Match only went 4 minutes. Could have spared us to get off the fucking, from watching the damn TV and watching this shitty ass, show. I mean, 4 minutes and 40 seconds. You could have just put it on Monday Night Raw. It was trash. Drew McIntyre wins in 4 minutes and 40 seconds. Jinder Mahal looked like a fucking enhancement talent on a fucking pay-per-view, for God's sakes. Not saying that I'm a fan of his, but my God, man, if you're going to put him on a pay-per-view, make him seem important or at least challenging. He wasn't challenging at all. He kicked his fucking ass and walked away victorious. It was like as if Drew McIntyre faced Goldberg at Royal Rumble this past year. It's fucking retarded. Joe Rogers says it just made me laugh, so it was funny. Okay, well, I don't know what was funny about it, but I wasn't laughing about Bianca Belair and Becky Lynch. If that's what you're referring to, you still haven't even referred to that. But if that's what you're referring to, I didn't find that funny at all. Matt87 Eagle says, look out, McIntyre has a sword and he's stabbing the air with it. Yeah, and soon enough, we're going to hear more Drew McIntyre story time. Yeah, put us all to sleep. Sure. Thank God I don't watch Monday Night Raw. Holy fuck. I think I'd kill myself if I had to sit through 3 hours of that shit the next day. All right, next is the triple threat match for the WWE Women's, the Raw Women's Championship. This match was nothing, man. I didn't find none of this to be any of importance. Nikki, almost a hero, didn't almost tap out. She did tap out. That was pathetic. Bottom line, man, I don't know, man. That to me was just fucking utter trash. Bottom line, man. I just didn't particularly care for this match at all. I don't know why Charlotte Flair had to lose the title to Nikki, almost a hero, who's trying to be a lame-ass version of Molly Holly when she was a superhero. I mean, I don't know, man. The match was trash. I didn't... No investment whatsoever. I just didn't care. Owen Prescott says she almost won. Well, almost doesn't fucking count. Anyway, also Joe Rogers mentions in the chat, I thought the show was a lot of fun and I liked watching. Well, God bless you, man. If you liked the show, congratulations, but I'm not here for entertainment. I'm here for professional wrestling. The professional wrestling is what's supposed to entertain me. If I'm getting a fucking 3-ring circus, I'll go to the circus. They don't need a wrestling ring if they're the fucking circus, okay? Let's just get real with ourselves here. So, Joe Rogers also mentions it was cool when Brock came back because he is going to do some good matches. Huh? Please, anyone in the chat actually found Brock Lesnar's matches recently in the last, the last 3 years to be at all entertaining? Since 2018. I could even go a little farther than that, 2017. Has anyone seen Brock Lesnar put over anybody since he's been in the WWE? Any importance at all? No, I don't think so. Owen Prescott says he is one of the best workers in the industry. Explain how. He went ahead and he defeated Kofi Kingston in 8 seconds and made his championship reign look like a pathetic one. Please, spare me. Adil Sohel. I think people online are too hard on him. I really enjoyed how much he made his losses feel special and elevate the talent. Are you talking about Brock Lesnar or someone else? Because I don't remember Brock Lesnar hardly ever losing to anybody. Hell, he couldn't even give Undertaker a clean victory. They didn't even want to give him that. Matt87 Eagle says Brock Lesnar versus AJ Styles and versus Bryan, but no, he never put anyone over besides Goldberg. That is very true. Owen Prescott says he made Drew's win even better. No, I don't agree. The match was too damn short. Look, I'm going to explain to you guys who are saying that what he does is good. What Goldberg and Brock Lesnar do is, folks, They have these matches that go only 4 or 5 minutes. You know what's sad? Hulk Hogan, of all people, one of the worst in-ring performers, could go 15 minutes in a match and give you a entertaining match, regardless of the fact that his in-ring wrestling ability was complete garbage. Okay? You can't entertain someone in 4 minutes. Drew McIntyre hit Claymore after Claymore after Claymore. Brock Lesnar hit the F5 multiple times. That is not a WrestleMania match. I was going to go and be able to see them live if it wasn't for COVID. If I would have seen that live, I would have been an extremely pissed off customer. Big time. That sucks. You don't give your audience that, short of time for a main event match like that. You want to give us a match? What you did with Roman Reigns and John Cena, that's what you do. You don't go ahead and give your audience a 5-minute match in the main event of a pay-per-view, especially one like a WrestleMania, a Summerslam, a Royal Rumble, or any of that kind of shit. It shows a lack of care towards the match and your customer. That's it. So, the triple threat match with the Raw Women's Championship, I'm giving that a 2.5 out of 5 stars. Anyone disagree with me? By all means, you're more welcome to. I don't care. Edge defeats Seth Rollins with a submission. It's actually a modified crossface where he put his arm directly under Seth Rollins' throat. This was an excellent match, a very good build. I loved the entrance that Edge did. I thought the Brood entrance at first was awesome. Then he did his normal signature hands up in the air with the fucking fireworks going in the background. Was absolutely excellent. The build was awesome. I enjoyed the build to this Edge versus Seth Rollins match. Very good stuff. Edge defeating Seth Rollins. I'm not going to bitch about this. I mean, Seth Rollins is already an established person on the roster. He's an established character. He's won many different matches. He's excelled in a lot of different things. His attitude towards the fans, I don't really agree with, but hands down, I don't see this as a burial. I don't see him getting hurt in any way. They just need to get him on a winning streak and eventually put him into the main event scene when it's suitable for them to do so. That's basically it. If they really want to, they could put Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins together as an evil couple and try to take over the SmackDown roster, or send them both over to Monday Night Raw, but with Becky Lynch carrying the SmackDown Women's Championship, I don't think that would work very well. So I don't know. Let me go back to some of the chats while I was talking here. Joe Rogers says Goldberg put over Bobby Lashley today. Well, here's the thing. Goldberg was on his last match of the year. He's on a 2-match of the year contract. He only has to do 2 matches per year, and he gets $3 million a year. Do your research before you think that somebody's putting someone else over. Because let's get real. If Goldberg beat Bobby Lashley, and if you don't believe me, fans wouldn't have flipped. They would have, because they were booing him throughout the entire fucking match. They were cheering for the heel, which was Bobby Lashley. Let's get real here, guys. Okay? Goldberg was put in the position to lose, and he didn't even get pinned. The match was stopped because of injury, and I think it's a legit injury because the Putz can't wrestle anymore. He needs to hang up his boots. Call it a day. You ain't got it anymore. Edge is a 53, not 53, but he's in his early 50s, and the man went in there, and let me just see how long this match went. Oh, I don't know. It went 21 fucking minutes with Seth Rollins. That's what we got with him. For Goldberg and Bobby Lashley, 7 minutes. Now, please tell me, Why the hell would I care what Goldberg does in a ring when he can't even give me a 10 to 15 minute match? And actually not get gassed in the middle of the match either. Please, come on. Matt 87 Eagles says Punk is going to give Darby a match of his life, whether Punk wins or loses. I have to agree with you. I think Darby Allin should go over on CM Punk. CM Punk is a made man. He's well beloved by the fans. And, I don't see that Darby Allin beating CM Punk would be a bad thing to do. I think it's an awesome idea. Darby Allin could really use that win, going off of WWE stuff here. But yes, I agree with you, Matt. I think that's the right decision. Well, you didn't say it was the right decision whether or not he should win or lose. You just said the match should be great. But yeah, I think Darby Allin should win that match. Daniel, he says, I'd rather suffer through Call of Duty Warzone and Fortnite than watch all the way through a WWE pay-per-view. You're absolutely correct, Daniel. If you didn't watch this pay-per-view, you didn't miss much of anything except for the last 3 matches on the show. You get to see Goldberg get his ass kicked. I was extremely happy when he was getting his tail whipped, especially when those chair shots over his knee was just fucking, icing on the cake. It was beautiful. I hate Goldberg. I used to love Goldberg. I was a humongous fan of his, but the man's not there to put over the current roster. He's there to fucking get a pay. John Cena was there putting over the current roster, which is Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns definitely needed this humongous win against John Cena because he came damn near beating Roman Reigns the way they set this match up. Adil Sohal says, then why are you watching? Adil Sohal says to Daniel, so why are you watching? I don't think he was watching the show. And if he was, well, I don't know. Maybe he was watching it because he wanted to get an idea. So when he came on here and watched what I had to say, he actually understood what the fuck was going on. Maybe that's the reason why. But at the end of the day, who really fucking cares? We're wrestling fans here. We're going to go ahead and watch wrestling. WWE is just another promotion among the wrestling world. Only problem is they're just an alternative. They're not pro wrestling. We want to wish they would become pro wrestling and join the rest of the movement, but they're just so fucking far behind, it's pathetic. Daniel says, because WWE sucks, long live AEW. Totally agree with you on that comment. Matt 87 Eagle says, any Goldberg chants we heard was piped in by Vince McMahon. Actually, Matt, I would agree with you, but also disagree with you. There was some fans I saw their mouths moving, saying Goldberg, Goldberg. And I really think those people belong in a mental institution to actually cheer for a fucking guy who can't even go 10 minutes in a match without gassing out. And also can't even get through an entire match without injuring his kneecap. I mean, one part of the match, he gets whacked in the fucking knee, in the leg, and he doesn't sell the fucking shot to the knee from MVP with the cane. It took him 2 seconds afterwards to actually respond to the fucking shot to his knee. The fuck? Adol Sohau, because he's strong. Strong? What the fuck are you talking about? Be a little more specific, but whatever. Sorry. Owen Prescott, WWE is pro wrestling. That's what he has to say. Sorry, but WWE is not pro wrestling. If you consider it pro wrestling, it's lazy booking. I'll admit that. But pro wrestling, I will not. It is not pro wrestling. It is sports entertainment, and it ain't even athletic. Don't believe me? Ask Goldberg with his busted up kneecap. I don't even know if that's real or it's or if it's fixed. If that was all set up to look like that. I don't know. I really don't care. This shit is so fucking retarded. Owen Prescott says, Matt, you were piped in by Tony Khan. Matt has never been to a WWE pay-per-view except for once, and that was in 2011 with me. We went to see Extreme Rules. If you guys are wondering, Matt 87 Eagle is my best friend. He actually worked with me with Random Wrestling Talk when I first started this channel, I should say. And he was one of my co-anchors discussing all news and rumors about pro wrestling. And we were doing that in like 2015. You guys want to go check out those videos, you're more than welcome to do so. So Matt 87 Eagle says WWE sports is WWE sports entertainment, and we weren't entertained by this bore fest. Have to agree. If you don't believe me, you haven't been listening to this fucking review. So whatever. Anyway. So yeah, Edge and Seth Rollins was a decent matchup. I enjoyed this match very much so. Probably the best match on the card overall. Second best was Roman Reigns and John Cena for the Universal Championship. That was the second best match on the card. Bobby Lashley getting to this with Goldberg. Like I already said, the match was stopped by stoppage. There was a problem with Goldberg's knee. Giving it a 2.5 out of 5 stars. By the way, Edge and Seth Rollins, 4 out of 5 stars, most definitely. So, yeah, Bobby Lashley and Goldberg, I'm giving that a 2 out of 5 stars. That's basically it, and that's only because Goldberg lost. Another message on the chat. Daniel says they tried too hard bringing back Brock and Becky when they react to CM Punk being in AEW. No shit, man. No fucking shit. 100% agree with you on that. They think that is a response to CM Punk coming into fucking AEW with that, and then they bring Brock and Becky to the party here. And they do hardly nothing. They do nothing. Brock Lesnar played more of an impact on what he did compared to what Becky Lynch did. At least with Brock Lesnar's, standing in the middle of the ring and having a stare down, he had some kind of, kind of a way of saying, hey, maybe I ought to tune in. Maybe they'll do something entertaining with Brock and Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns and Brock. Do I expect that? Probably not. I expect it to be lazy way of booking. That's it. Plain and simple, man. No doubt about it. Anyway. By the way, Owen Prescott, if you don't like what I'm saying, you can definitely leave the channel. You don't have to sit here and make comments on this video. Like you're telling me I shouldn't watch WWE, or whoever you were telling that to, or whoever in this fucking chat was saying that. Please stop watching the video. You don't have to. Go watch someone else who's going to suck the WWE cock, okay? Thank you. You're just being a fucking troll. That's all you're being. Anyway, last thing on the card, Roman Reigns versus John Cena. What's to say? I mean, this match was a good main event. I have no issues with it. I will give it a 4 out of 5 stars as well. This was a good match. So bottom line, I really don't have a problem with this main event. And, I wasn't unhappy with this. Okay, Owen Prescott, if you want to leave, go ahead. I'm not worried about how many people are watching. There'll be people watching the video after it goes off the air anyway. I know I'm a small channel. It's all good. If you don't want to support me and what my opinion is, and you don't agree with me, then get off. That's fine. I'm not going to beg you to stay. If you don't agree, then I understand. Go find someone you agree with the opinion that they're giving you. Shit. Anyway. Roman Reigns and John Cena, as I was saying, this was a good main event. 4 out of 5 stars. Decent matchup overall. I was entertained by this match. Very close stuff. Good action overall. Close pinfalls and so forth. And it felt like a legit match. They made you really feel like John Cena was going to possibly win the match. And I thought maybe there was a possibility that was going to happen. But unfortunately, that was not the case. And I'm happy that didn't happen, because they said that if Roman Reigns lost, Roman Reigns would have left WWE. So, hey, it is what it is. And I'm fine with what they did. It was the right decision anyway. And it just makes Roman Reigns look that much better. But when are we going to get to the point where we need a superstar to take the title from Roman Reigns? When's that going to take place? Because right now we have nobody being built up on this roster that's good enough to take the title off of Roman Reigns. I could name off a few guys, but they need to start building them up through the fall and through the early part of the winter. One being Finn Balor, Kevin Owens. Big E is another one. They could always play the Money in the Bank briefcase and say, hey, I'm cashing in at WrestleMania to face you one-on-one for the title. But that's not going to happen, I don't think. I think they're going to probably set that up for a bigger name guy to go up against Roman Reigns for that championship at WrestleMania 38. So I wouldn't bank on that at all. I don't know what they're doing with the briefcase, honestly. But yeah, Finn Balor and Kevin Owens are definitely two guys I would focus on trying to build up and get them to main event status. They have done stuff with Roman Reigns in the past that has worked, and Roman Reigns works very well with those two guys. If you don't believe me, go back in 2016 Monday Night Raw episode, crowning a number one contender to face Seth Rollins at Summerslam of 2016. Plain and simple. That was a great matchup between those two. I love that match. That was actually one of the better matches of Roman Reigns' face run that I enjoyed. But he had to lose, so I don't know. Anyway, Matt87 Eagles. Cena states Cena knows how to work like a part-timer, unlike Goldberg. Agree. Daniel says they're just protecting Reigns right now. No wonder Moxley left WWE. At least Cena was in a good movie referring to the Suicide Squad. Daniel, I'd have to. I kind of liked him in that movie a lot better than he was in Fast and Furious 9. I actually saw that in theaters. I was very aware that the movie was going to be shit. I was on vacation. I said, what the hell? I'll go out, watch a movie, get out of the house for once. This pandemic has made me become a fucking hermit and living in my house all the time and not really go out and live life like I should. So I said, what the hell? I'll go ahead and go see a movie in the theaters. It's been a while. It's been like a year and a half since the last time I was in a movie theater, maybe even longer than that. So I went ahead and I saw the movie. John Cena was hardly in the movie. Complete trash in that movie. Probably one of the worst performances I've ever seen Cena in. And I got to admit to you, Daniel, I think John Cena is a lot better in comedy films than he is in action, or like the role he played in Suicide Squad was a tad better. And that was because of his comedy role he did within the movie. So that's the reason why I liked it. Matt87 Eagle says never, because WWE refuses to build anyone at Roman's level. Yeah, I probably would admit to you, Matt, that is true. I would imagine he's going to have a Bruno Sammartino type of title reign within the modern day era. But one problem with that, Matt, is Bruno Sammartino had a title reign where he didn't defend his championship every single month like Roman Reigns is doing. So it makes it a little bit easier to get away with that. If you look at Brock Lesnar's title reign back in 2000 and I believe it's 2017, WrestleMania 33, all the way up to 2018 while he was the champion into SummerSlam of 2018 when Roman Reigns beat him. I mean, shit, that was, he wasn't defending that title every single month, so there you go. Owen Prescott, AEW stands for, everyone won't watch it. Really, nobody watches it. Let me think. Outside of the last 2 weeks with a small tad of decreased viewership, they've been over 1 million consistently on a Wednesday night. So I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Matt 87 Eagle says that was piss poor, Owen. Try again later. Totally agree with you on that one, Matt. Anyway, guys, any other comments you'd like to leave? I'll wait here for a few minutes and I'll read them off. Anything you guys would like to say about the show, about the matches, let me know. I'll wait for a few more minutes. And if I got nothing, then oh well. Owen Prescott says 1 million consistent nerds. Okay. Again, sir, if you don't like what I have to say on the channel, why are you here outside of being annoying? If that's what you're trying to do, you're a fucking moron. Okay, well, Owen, I thank you very much for watching the show, and you can now leave because you have nothing important to say about the show. So anyway, Daniel says, I used to watch WWE around 2014, but in 2018, they killed my passion for wrestling. But when AEW came around, my passion for wrestling came back. I don't blame you, man. I stuck through the hard times with WWE, and it's just gotten worse every single year, man. I don't know why they are doing this outside of just trying to, kill what Vince McMahon Sr. created. I mean, Vince McMahon's father went ahead and created a great start for Vince McMahon Jr., and he's just taken what his father built and turned it into complete crap. I don't understand why. Outside, he's going to sell the company. And I've been saying this for about a year now or longer. I just don't see how this guy is doing the same things he used to do back in the day when he succeeded against WCW. I mean, AEW's like WCW in a way, but also does the things that made WWE successful against WCW. So with that combination between those two, it really makes AEW that much better, bottom line. So whatever. I mean, that's just how I feel. But yeah. Matt 87 Eagle says, are you getting trolled by MJF? I don't know, Matt. I really don't. But Owen Prescott says he has just left the chat. So thank goodness. I mean, if you don't like what I got to say, then leave. You know, I'm not here to hold anybody's hand or kiss anyone's ass. I'm here to express my opinion. If you share the same opinion as me, terrific. I would like you to stay. If you don't like what I have to say, you have every right to leave. And if you don't want to leave, there's something wrong with you. I don't get people like that. I mean, I listen to guys like JD from New York 206. He gets all these morons in the chat. They say all these stupid, obnoxious things. If you don't agree with someone's opinion that's uploading this stuff on their channel, why are you on their channel? Go to someone who likes this crap. That's all. Matt 87 Eagle says SummerSlam is just horrible. I agree. I thought outside, like I said earlier, I think that the last 3 matches were the best. Mainly because Goldberg lost and got his ass whooped miserably. I wish there would have actually been a finish. I don't know if that was supposed to be the fixed ending or that was just ended because it was a severe knee injury. So, Matt, I know that you are probably watching JD while also on another device watching my live show. Would you, if you heard anything from Matt, from JD, let me know. I'd like to know from that while we're still here live. And Daniel says, you deserve more subs, buddy. Well, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, man, subscribe now. You're more than welcome to. If you are, then thank you very much for subscribing to the channel before. Owen Prescott says, no, he doesn't. Well, I don't know why you're still here. Get off my fucking channel, you dumbass. Matt 87 Eagle says, I am. Okay. Has he said anything about Goldberg in that finish? Was it a fixed finish or was it a severe injury? Do you know anything about that, Matt? Owen Prescott, I'm not even going to read your comments anymore. Your comments are idiotic and stupid. You don't agree with my opinion, so why are you here? Matt 87 Eagle says, just started the Goldberg talk. Okay, great. I'll probably find out later. Anyway, guys, there's not much more to say. Owen Prescott, you can now leave. Thank you for making my time here as miserable as watching WWE SummerSlam. Go fuck yourself. Thank you. And you guys, leave a comment down below. If you'd like to leave any comments, of course, for anyone that catches this video after the video goes off the air. And hit the like button if you like this video. Thank you for the 4 people that actually hit the like button. I appreciate that. And hit the subscribe button, of course, if you're not already subscribed to the channel. I thank you guys very much for watching. And again, thank you again for coming in and having the opportunity to talk with me. I really appreciate it. It was a lot of fun, except for one person being a moron. And one other thing before I go, Daniel says I've been subbed for, I'm subbed for, I'm not sure how long, but I did. Okay, that's great, Daniel. Thank you very much for your subscription to the channel. Appreciate you guys. Speak to you guys tomorrow. I will be uploading a video on NXT TakeOver. This will not be live. This will be the finale of NXT TakeOver. I am not doing any more reviews on TakeOver or any TakeOver shows or anything related with WWE NXT stuff. So that's pretty much it. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. Have a great night, guys. It was a pleasure talking to you guys. Speak to you later. Bye.